Welcome to another edition of What's Happening in Telfair. I'm Tim Deep and my co-host today, Paula Anderson. Paula, how's it going today?
Good, Tim. How about you?
We're doing good. I haven't seen Paula in a long time, and we're going to catch up in just a couple of minutes.
Well, we actually missed December, and that was my fault.
Well, that's all right, but I missed you.
I missed you too.
Tell you what, want to tell who the sponsors are today, and then we're going to see exactly where we're at and what we've got in store today. Deep Productions would like to thank the following sponsors: the Telfair County Chamber of Commerce, Telfair County Middle School, Deep and Deeper Cleaning, Merchants and Citizens Bank, the Telfair County Bank, Bank of Lumber City, and the Telfair County Rec Department. Thank you all for being such great sponsors of Deep Productions. And Paula, I wonder if you tell our viewers and listeners, where are we?
We are in McRae, Helena, Georgia, and a brand new business called Holly Diana Floral, and it is owned by Holly Diana Smith. And with her today, she has her mother, Diana Smith. So we're excited to be here to talk about this new business, and I think I heard some conversation earlier. You had some things, some history to give us.
First of all, I want to say what a beautiful place this is. And if you have not had a chance to come by Holly Diana's Floral, you got to come look around. They've got a selection of flowers, really, I would think, for all occasions. And again, just beautiful stuff at very reasonable prices. So please take some time and come on down. I was talking to Diana here, and believe it or not, she used to be one of my students, but we won't talk about that. But well, she made all A's. But in talking with her, knowing that I'm a history teacher, or used to be, she was talking about the history of her family and small businesses in McRae. And would you mind just sharing with everyone about this? Because I thought it was really interesting.
I'll be glad to. Holly is the fourth generation of our family to own a small business in Telfair County. It started with her great-grandfather, Telfair Cloth, in 1950, opened Faircloth Service Station, which is where McDonald's is now. Then he moved to a building adjacent to this property, and her grandfather, Mark Stanley, joined him in 1972 and opened Stanley Motor Company. Then in 2003, Holly's dad, which is Danny Smith, the pharmacist, opened his own pharmacy, Smith's Pharmacy, in McRae. And so now, with Holly opening in December of 2018, she's the fourth generation of our family to own a small business in this community. And also, on this very block, we've had a business in our family for over 50 years. So we hope to continue the legacy of small business owners.
That's fantastic. Talk about locally owned and operated.
Right.
Y'all, I think if we look that up in the dictionary, there's the picture, because that's just a tremendous testament to this family and all. Holly, just to ask a little bit, have you always had an interest in flowers? You've always enjoyed it? Or is this a new passion, or have you always enjoyed doing it?
My senior year, I worked with Miss Joy, and I really started liking it then.
Wonderful. And being young like this and having your own business, how do you balance the time? I mean, I'm assuming this is a pretty full-time business, isn't it? I can only imagine and all. Then, Paula, do you have a couple of questions for me as we get started?
Well, just tell us how it's felt. Starting a new year very young, and has it been a little overwhelming for you?
A little bit.
A little bit. Do you think this is something you do want to continue with, though? It's not that overwhelming, is it?
No, it's fun.
That is fair. Now, as far as some of your specialties, Diana, are there any in particular, or how the building is set up? Are there different rooms for different type things, or because this is just almost so much?
Right. There are different rooms. Holly likes to say that she handles the flowers and I handle the gifts, but we have baby registry, we have a wedding registry, and we have gifts for anyone, from candles to plates for the brides, to we have cookies, we have Vidalia onion products, we have pecan products, anything that anybody would want for a gift. We also have the live plants, and then of course Holly can design any kind of floral arrangement that you'd like. So we try to cover it all, and we work really hard to bring something different that other businesses in the area didn't have. That was one of the main goals that we had when we started preparing for the business, is we made sure we carried lines that were not readily available in Telfair County.
Wow. Now, again, there's something special, I believe, isn't it, Paula, coming up tomorrow
They
here?
are.
And what encourage people on that?
They had contacted me before you opened, I believe it was, about doing a ribbon cutting. And so she let me know a few weeks ago they would like to do the ribbon cutting on January the 29th, which is tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we invite everybody to come out, individuals, businesses, the government agencies, whoever, y'all come out and help support this this business with this ribbon cutting, and let them know how much we appreciate them carrying on a family generation of owning small businesses. And but it'll be here at the floral shop at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
That is fantastic. And again, you know, as you go through, y'all are very much community oriented. I've heard that y'all been selling, I believe, some bows for a special cause. Could y'all tell us a little bit about that?
We are. We're selling bows that all the benefits and all the proceeds of the bows will go to Renee Ellis. She's Chris Ellis, the middle school principal's wife, and she's been diagnosed with cancer. And we're selling green bows, which that is the color of lymphoma, what she has, the kind of cancer. And you can pick those up here. They're $10 a piece, and the proceeds will go to Renee and her family to help with the expenses that they're incurring because of this journey with her cancer.
Absolutely, and what a worthy cause
Well, in
that
our
is.
community, when I say community, I'm talking about as Telfair as a whole, has always been good about doing those kind of things to have fundraisers for people in our community that are struggling with a sickness or something like that. And so thank y'all for joining in on that and doing this also. I mean, you know, people don't realize what it means to live in a small county like we do, whether it's in McRae, Helena, Milan, Jacksonville, Scotland, Lumber City, or out in the county. It means a lot that people know you and care about you and are willing to do what it takes, whether it's giving a little bit of money or to go take you a meal, or mow your grass, clean your house, whatever you may need. And so thank y'all for joining in on that kind of stuff that I'm very proud that I live in a community that does that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, in a couple of weeks, there's something really special getting ready to happen. Valentine's is on the way. And I know that that's got to be, or is going to be, a very busy time for y'all. I was looking around, and if y'all want to talk a little bit about maybe some of the offerings, I know y'all have Valentine's gifts, flowers, that literally fit every budget.
At every age.
At every age, exactly. So would there be, because I'm looking at the mugs, I believe, or the cups for $2.
This is candy, Oreos. See, right here, you can get for children and some of these adults that love chocolate. There's some Oreos in there and some Cheez-Its. There's candles. I don't know what else is in this one, but like you're right, Tim, there's a pencil.
Yeah.
And all this stuff is, you know, reasonably priced. It's not going to come in and you're not going to break your pocketbook.
And we've worked hard to do that too, to start with a budget that anybody can afford. We're also offering cookie sets of sugar cookies, and we're going to have candied apples. They're actual caramel apples from Sweet Tea's Bakery in Dublin. We're going to have pretzel rods that can be ordered, and we're going to have marshmallow sticks. So we're trying to have something for everybody, in addition to our flower arrangements that Holly's going to be making.
Can you look behind us? This is a beautiful, I believe that's a dozen roses. So all you guys, listen up. And there's beautiful roses that I'm sure she would sell one, or she'd sell 5 dozen if that's what you wanted to give your sweetheart. So.
There's something special about those roses too, Holly. Can you tell us what is a little bit different than what's been offered here lately?
They're Rosa Prima roses, and they're 60 centimeters. So they're about 23 and a half inches. And so they go up to my thigh, where normal roses are only 50 centimeters.
Right, they're about 4 inches longer than the normal rose, and the heads are also supposed to be larger too when they open.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And so you've got just an incredible assortment. I know when we get through with this broadcast, I have a feeling I know somebody I'm looking at that's behind the camera will probably be doing some hints.
Well, and you know, if you don't want to send roses, tell us about the little bouquet here in the front.
It's called a jam jar, and it'll be $30 for Valentine's Day, and it's just a mixture.
And y'all, it's really beautiful. I mean, unusual flowers in there that I guess I've never seen, but it is beautiful. And tell us a little bit about this bouquet.
The new trend for this year is greenery, like bouquets and stuff. And so that's just an idea that you could get for prom or weddings or anything like that.
Or if your sweetheart just likes greenery for Valentine's.
And I want to brag on Holly, we're speaking about bouquets. She was featured on the website, Style Me Pretty. That's a website that brides go to find out ideas.
Yeah.
She did a workshop in with a very, very, I guess I would say, famous designer, floral designer from Statesboro. And Christy Holson, she was the Mayesh Design Star, and you can look that up. She's traveled all over the world, actually, showing flowers, and it was just a godsend how we got connected with Christy. And the pictures, my niece, in fact, Caroline Conley, was the model in the pictures of the bouquet. They were submitted to the website, and it was published on the website, so that is a big deal. What's the title?
How to make a Pinterest-worthy bouquet.
A Pinterest-worthy bouquet, and you can look on there and you can see that. And we've been so proud of all the mentors from Joy Henderson to Christy Halsey that have been so good to Holly and helped her learn to be able to be in this industry.
Well, we wish you the best for many, many years to come.
Absolutely, and again, let's throw a couple of plugs. We know that Valentine's is coming up, and obviously, not only the ladies of the community, but I know students, order too. So again, whether it's in Telfair, Wheeler, any of the areas, y'all serve any of the counties around,
That's right.
I would assume. And then I think prom is coming up, probably sometime in March
I think it's April.
or April.
April 13th or 15th.
Somewhere along that line. So again, if you're thinking prom, Valentine's, or don't even need a special occasion,
Just because.
just because, come again to Holly Diana's Floral.
And we can make a sweeties list too. If you want to come in and pick out several things that you think your sweetie might like to come in and buy you for Valentine's Day or any occasion, do that, and we'll keep a list, and when they come in, we'll help them pick out the perfect gift.
And everybody will be happy on that.
That's right, everybody's happy.
Patty.
Alright.
And also, one other thing is we're giving 10% off any Valentine orders that are received by February 5th. Is that our time?
Oh, wow.
So that's and paid by February 5th. That saves a lot of money. And it helps us to be prepared for you to come in and be able to have your gift delivered that day. So to save 10%, please try to order by February 5th.
Yeah. Really nice, and we want to thank again Holly Diana Florals for having us today. And as we go through, Paul, I know we said we hadn't seen each other in a while. I just want to say I thought that the Christmas parade and so many things, the Christmas walk,
Christmas night out,
Christmas
Jingle
night
Bell
out.
Walk,
It was just
even Lumber
incredible.
City had some stuff going on,
Yes.
with Milan, which I didn't even get to make it to everything. There's just a lot to get around to.
Absolutely.
And, but Christmas was wonderful, everything went really smooth this year. And y'all came out, and I really appreciate y'all doing the video and podcasting for the parade.
We had a ball. So we go to, but there's a lot of other things on the horizon, as Paul and I were talking earlier today. Again, I think a really big day, looking at the newsletter, February 28th, mark your calendar, 6:30 at the Telfair County Rec Building. Chamber is getting something going. What is that?
It's our annual chamber banquet that evening.
Right.
It starts at 6:30, and this is something, I'm really not sure how long they've had a banquet. I know it's been a long time. I've been with the chamber 11 years, and I know they were doing it way before then. But we're real excited this year about our banquet. Of course, we always have dinner. That comes with your ticket. When you purchase a ticket, you get dinner included, and it's always provided by Southern Star Grill, and it's always a good meal.
Oh, absolutely.
But we have special entertainment, Tim. Now, I'm not going to go into the details because we kind of like to surprise everyone with our entertainment. But this is not the typical entertainment. For those that came last year, think out of the box like we did last year, but this is probably even a little bit more out of the box.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a dinner theater, except for we will not be eating while it's all going on. But it's just, we're gonna have some fun and
A few laughs?
a few laughs.
All right.
And our theme this year is get on board. And not necessarily on board a cruise ship, as in this picture,
Right.
but to get on board with our community. And so our tickets are $25 each. That includes your meal and your entertainment and dessert.
That's fantastic.
You can't beat it.
And Lon does such a great
He
job.
does.
And his staff, just fantastic.
So now we are asking Tim, if you don't want to dress in Hawaiian tourist attire, which we would love for you to come in some of that Hawaiian shirt clothing, you know.
I'll have to dust a couple of the old ones off
Yeah.
then. Look forward to it.
But if you don't want to dress in that attire, you're welcome to come in business casual.
But you don't have to wear like a coat and tie that
No,
night.
you can if you want to wear a coat and
Sure.
tie. We're fine with it. We want everyone to be comfortable. So if you're comfortable coming to this event in a suit and tie and your fancy dress, you know, we're happy to have
That's
that. But you do not have to. It's either business casual, or if you would like to come dressed with a theme, like you're going on a cruise.
Right.
And so that would be something like a Hawaiian tourist
That'd be
attire.
fun.
So I think everyone's going to love it. We've got a committee together that's been working on this year's entertainment, and I'm tell you, most of them are board members, but we have one volunteer, which is Carla Evans Zeal.
Right.
She volunteered last year also, and so she's been coming and helping us make these plans and plan our decorations, and plus some of the board members like Lars Smith and Jana Williams, and then we have Liz McLean that's been coming. Helping us out too. So, and I may have forgot somebody, so I hope I didn't, but I just appreciate everyone that wants to get on board and help me
There
with
you go.
this.
And it does take a lot of people to actually come in and to help and to get things going. Also notice that during the banquet, there are some awards that will be announced. Do you want to talk a little bit about the type of awards that are given out that
So
day?
each year, we take nominations for the Telfair County Man, Woman, and Business of the Year. And so then we take out that nominations, and we have to choose one.
Sure.
It's not that nobody else is not worthy of it, it's just you only choose one. So we will have those awards. And in addition to that, which is not something I ask the public to do, I always choose a director of the year, a chamber director of the year, and to show a little appreciation. They all deserve it every year, but I do pick one out every year. So
I think that is fantastic. Again, the date of that is February the 28th, 6:30 at the Rec Department building. But to get your tickets, they need to get them by February 22nd.
That's
Now,
correct.
where can they purchase these from?
they can come by the chamber and pick it up and pay for it there, or if you want me to go ahead and reserve you one, I'll reserve it till you can come and pick it up.
Okay.
But you do have to have your ticket when you go to the dinner that night.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
ticket in hand.
And
You
they
have
need to have
present it.
that number so they know how many to prepare for.
That's right. Our tickets are numbered, so you know we do have to have a number. If not, somebody may go without a meal that night.
Exactly. We don't
So-
want that to happen.
No, Lon's good. He works with me until the last minute, and he does a good job. And we want to make sure everyone has food. And seating is limited, so you know don't wait till the last minute thinking you can get a seat, because that building, we have had 296 in there, but I can tell you that was very, very tight.
I bet it was.
Our average is about 280, so, and that's about our limit, you know, to be comfortable.
Right.
So don't wait till the last minute. Go ahead and you can email me, you can call me, you can stop by. And
I mean, what a great tribute to the chamber and to this county. That again, we're breaking 250 every year. I mean, that shows, number one, the great support the chamber has, but number two, it also shows that you're having some fun and entertainment.
That's right.
People want to go back and come back and honor folks.
you know, other than ball games, I don't know where we get a crowd this size together at
You're
one
right.
time. I'm not saying we don't. Church and ball games.
Sure.
So I feel it just touches me that people want to attend this banquet.
That's right.
You know, they look forward to it every year and come and support what the chamber does.
They
This
do.
is a time of celebration for the chamber, for what the county has accomplished and where we want to, you know, hopefully going to accomplish some more throughout the coming years.
Absolutely.
And by doing that, we all have to get on board.
There you go. We're going with that theme now, so hey, we may come up with a song for it, you know, before you know it.
Well, when we were talking about this, I was thinking about the song, The Good Ship Lollipop.
That'll work. I like that. I was going
But I'm not gonna sing it.
Well, we'll see. Who knows? We may all burst into song that
Yeah.
night. There's no telling. Paula, going through a little bit more with the newsletter. There's a lot of things still going on in Telfair, you know, currently, and other things that we're looking forward to in the future. Educationally, I know we have about 2 or 3 things here to look at. And then we want to look at another event coming up a little bit later in
That's
April.
right.
So what are some of the educational opportunities that are available locally here?
Well, Tim, you know we have Little Oak Muggy Instructional Center here, which is part of Oconee Fall Line Technical College. And at this facility here in McRae, Helena, if you do not have a high school diploma, you can get your GED there.
Wow.
So, one opportunity there for those that want to get a
Yes.
diploma or GED that don't have a diploma. And then next, if you're wanting to enroll to get a diploma or a degree or another type of certificate, they also help you with that here in Helena too. So
Fantastic.
that's right. And they're always open on Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. But they have a little thing here that can save you some money.
Now, what is that?
They call it Tech on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Like technical college,
Yeah.
Tech on Tuesday.
I see that.
And that's going to be Tuesday, February the 19th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. If you go that day, if you're a prospective student applying on that day during those hours, it will save you the $25 application fee. Hey, $25 is a lot of money.
Yes,
in my
it
pocketbook,
is.
So.
Yes, it is. And I mean, what a great opportunity. I mean, so February the 19th, and that's Tech on Tuesday. You know,
That's
you
right.
save that $25.
That's right, and you know, they'll help you go over financial aid and those type things too, so you know how to do all that. They'll walk you through everything, you know.
You can't beat that. That
That's
is.
good. And it's right here in our backyard.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's just a few miles away for
That's
everybody.
right.
You don't have to go across country to get there.
and I don't know, you know, it depends on what you're going for as to how much you can complete here in
Right.
this facility, but you can at least get started.
And they'll get you on the right track.
That's right.
That is great. Now, the Birth to Books Parent Academy always intrigues me on this because you're looking at from literally babies to what, about 5 years old? Now, tell us a little bit about that program, Paula. I know we've talked about it before.
This is done through the school system here, and they do, actually parents come in, the next date that I'm aware of is March the 4th at 6 p.m. in the gym, and they actually help parents learn how to read to the kids and encouraging them to read. But also while they're there, they can sign up for the First Foundation books, which is from birth, from 0 until they turn 5, they will receive, if they sign up for this program, free of charge, that child will receive a free book each month.
So by the time they hit 5 years old, they'll have a library.
12 times 5.
Higher math, 60.
And they're also setting up tonight, because they're at the gym, and
Oh, they're doing it tonight
yes,
as
and
well.
then they get a drawing for a free iPad.
So,
Yeah.
So if you're
So-
watching and want to go, what school is this at?
Telfair County Elementary School.
So tonight they're doing it also, the Birth to Books Parent Academy, Miss Patty was saying it's going on tonight also at the elementary school at 6 p.m. It's not too late to go. And my understanding, they actually have childcare while the parents are there. Do they feed them pizza?
I think so.
So, you know, parents, go, take your child if you need to, and
And register for an iPad.
register for an iPad, and if you hadn't already signed up for the free book every month.
And
do
that's
that.
really cool because, again, to get a free book every month and to read to your child, and as educators and people throughout, everybody, you know the importance of reading and do it at an early age. They get that love
And the
for
books
it.
are by age, in other words, it's age-appropriate
Right.
books. So what they're reading at 5-year-old, 1-year-old won't be the same as what they get at 5-year-old. So
Exactly. So please take advantage of that opportunity,
Free.
not only tonight,
yeah,
but again,
both events, tonight's free and signing up for the books is free.
and March the 4th,
March the 4th.
2019 will be the next one. You know, the chamber stays busy with a number of activities throughout the year, and that's why, Paul, I've really enjoyed coming to different locations with you and talking about the things. And when we first started this about 8 or 9 months ago, you know, I've been truly amazed at what all Telfair offers. One of the first events that we covered was, I believe it was an interview, I believe it may have been with Annie Bess, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
was. We did it at the McRae Helena Public Safety Building.
That's
Exactly
it.
right.
And it's rolling around to be that time again for the Administrative Professional of the Year. Can you talk a little bit about that and when nominations are due and when that, and I know it's a little bit down the line.
But we're taking nominations
time.
now, and if you have an administrative professional, what we used to call secretaries,
Yeah.
and it can be a male or female administrative professional. If you know someone that deserves this award and would like to give them an opportunity to be chosen, you can submit a nomination form, and it has to be at the chamber by March the 31st. And you can go online to the chamber's website at telfairco.org, and at the top of the page you'll see a tab that says Admin Professional Day. You click that on and you'll find a link to download the nomination form, or
Great.
of course you can come by the chamber.
Sure.
So, and then the announcement of the recipient will be done on April the 24th at the actual luncheon, and tickets are usually $15 for that, and Lon caters that also, and we have a good
Right.
meal. And but yeah, I encourage people to make nominations.
Please do, if you would, and going through the number of businesses, just doing what we're doing, plus when you go shopping in town, which you always do, or go to various businesses, there are a lot of administrative professionals.
It could be your
that do-
church, it could be your business, then you have an employee you want to
Sure.
recognize, or you can be a customer at one of these places, whether it's the grocery store, whether it's the bank, whether it's a retail restaurant,
Exactly.
whatever. You have someone that you think deserves to receive this award, nominate them.
And they really help promote businesses. By the way, in many cases, they're the first people that the public sees coming into a business, and they also help keep the bosses straight, keep everybody doing what they're supposed to. It is a very, very rewarding but a difficult job to do, and so to recognize them is certainly one.
And you know, if your nomination is not chosen this year, we encourage you to nominate again next year.
That's right.
Or if you nominated someone last year and yours weren't chosen, nominate them again this year.
Please
Because
do.
we only choose one, so it's about like I was coming up with the banquet, you know,
Right.
and those awards, we can only choose one, but you know, keep renominating.
That's it. Not one of the more, and I know this is a busy time for you, but for those like myself that just love this event, it's coming. Peaches to Beaches is coming again, and downtown McRae with that almost looks like downtown New York City.
Atlanta,
Or
at least,
Atlanta.
anyway.
I mean, there are people wall to wall, and it to me is wonderful.
It is.
You know, I know this is only a month away almost, a little over
Just
a month.
over a month.
What all is going on with it, Paula? What are some things that our viewers and listeners need to know? And to be honest, I think most everybody in Telfair has experienced it, but if you haven't, listen, because this is a great event.
This, and I can't remember which year, I think it's the 14th year. I kind of quit keeping up with how many years it's
gosh,
been, but
that
I
was
believe it's the
wonderful.
14th. Give you a little history behind Peaches to the Beaches. This event originally belonged to Golden Isles Parkway Association, which is a tourist economic development as far as industry and tourism, that picked up memberships from chambers in each county or tourism's offices in each county from Perry to Brunswick. The state had labeled 341 from Perry, I-75 to Brunswick I-95 as the Golden Isles Parkway. So this organization was formed to promote travel or
Sure.
industry on that stretch of the road. So a lady by the name of Miss Evelyn Simmons, which was the president of Golden Isles Parkway at the time, she had either went or heard about the longest yard sale that's like in Alabama and a couple other states,
Right.
that goes miles, well, I think it's longer than ours. And she wanted to see if something like that could be done here from Perry to Brunswick. So it got started. Miss Evelyn was very persistent. I mean, phone call didn't work, you got a visit from her. It didn't matter where you lived. If you were in Perry, if you were in Brunswick. And Miss Evelyn's from Hazelhurst too. So she got that started, and then it has grown till now. It's from Brunswick to Barnesville, which is still 341. The northern end of 341 is at Barnesville, and the southern is Brunswick. But the organization, because we had expanded it beyond what is considered the Golden Isles Parkway, we have formed a new organization called Explore Highway 341, and so Golden Isles Parkway has transferred ownership of all this over to Explore Highway 341.
Okay.
So it is owned by Explore Highway 341 now. The service, the name of the event, the logos, it's all service marked or trademarked with the state of Georgia.
Great.
So to use that without your community coordinator's permission, which in Telfair would be the chamber,
Right.
is an infringement on Explore Highway 341.
So they need to use.
To use it, you will have to rent a yard sign or a banner or space at the chamber's official sign.
Right.
And that's what we encourage you to do. The money that they pay when they rent a yard sign or a banner or space at our official site, we keep half of it to advertise locally, and half of that money goes back to Explore Highway 341.
Right.
So they can buy ads. We spend through that organization for all the communities close to $10,000 a year just on Peaches to the Beaches advertisement.
Wow, that's
So-
incredible. And at Peaches to Beaches, you have all sorts of yard sale products. You have, I mean, I've seen antique cars for
Antiques,
sale.
all kinds of antiques, handcrafted items, food.
Oh, the food's
We have some
incredible.
food. We limit at the rec department, and most of our communities do this, the food vendors, because you don't have a group that's just staying there for long periods of time.
Right.
In addition, we want them to eat in our restaurants at some point too, especially that night, but a lot of them will eat at lunch too.
Right.
And so,
Looking at this event, Paula, and I know it's an obvious question, but just to kind of drive the point home, how does this affect tourism in Telfair, and really economically, how does this affect us locally?
well, tourism is one of the hardest things to calculate on how it affects your economy. And the way that we tend to calculate it is by hotel motel tax that our bed and breakfast or our hotels in our county collect, and then they submit it to the state, and the state submits it back to the county. So that is how we calculate the effect of tourism. That's just one aspect of it.
Right.
But I had went back, it's been quite a few years since I've done it, and I took like 5 years and I wrote down each January through December individually for 5 years, and the highest amount of hotel tax received in the year was it was March.
March, during this time?
So during Peaches to the Beaches. So you think about when we all go on vacation somewhere, we stop and get gas.
Yep.
And if I stop and get gas, I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna buy a
You
snack.
got to.
You know, I got to have a snack when I'm riding. And we're gonna spend the night somewhere,
Sure.
whether it's a cabin, or a house, or a hotel, or a B&B. And some
Then you gotta
point,
eat.
we're gonna eat. If we're staying in
Yeah.
a hotel, you're gonna eat out.
That's right.
So you're gonna have breakfast, unless they provide breakfast. You'll have lunch somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll have dinner. And if you're staying in a cabin or a house that you've rented, you're gonna be going to the grocery store
Exactly.
and purchasing groceries to cook there. So you think about that restaurant, and I'm gonna use Southern Star
Sure.
for example. That weekend, you know, he has more customers.
Right.
His waitresses do better, you know,
Mhm.
with tips. And so he's done good. Stinson's Barbecue the same way. They say it's their
Yeah.
biggest weekend of the whole year.
Is this?
So, and Cedar Lane will be packed. A lot of people, they'll stay at the B&B that she owns,
Right.
that Bonnie owns, Parker House. It'll be full. Last year, I think every room in our county and then at the park was slap full. And then all the other communities, because I had noticed some comments on the Peaches to the Beaches Facebook page, that they actually had to leave a county that was on the route and go over to like Waycross or Vidalia or Douglas
To
or
be able to
Douglas
stay.
to find a hotel room.
So economically, this is a boom for all
It
of
is.
these areas, and in Telfair, this is especially true.
That's right. And think about the person that has cleaned out their house and selling their
Oh, yeah.
garage sale items, or maybe they're doing food or knickknacks, whatever. But they have extra money in their pocket then,
Yeah.
so then they can go out and spend their money in our community.
Exactly, and they do. So this is a fantastic event. Please mark it on your calendar, March the 8th and the 9th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Paul, one of the things, to be an official vendor, do they get in touch with you? Is there a
They
fee
do.
involved with
There
it?
is.
And so when they call or contact, then you can give them information about
Yes.
spaces and
They
things
can
along
rent-
that line?
If they want to just rent space, they can contact me and I'll get them. We use the rec department grounds.
Right,
They can rent space from me there. It's only $30 per space and it's a 15 by 15. If they have their own property along Highway 341 and they just gonna be themselves and nobody else, they can rent a yard sign for $30. Or if they gonna have up to 5 other people in that location with them, the yard sign. But if they want to have lots of vendors, they can rent a banner for $180.
right.
So, and just remember, the reason we asked for you to pay these fees and not just set up without renting either a sign, a banner, or space is this money is what helps us locally promote it, but it helps the Explore Highway 341 that owns this have money for the next year's event, so we can draw.
Exactly.
We have people, we've had them from Canada, Ohio, Maryland, Texas. That's just a few I know.
Yeah, they come. I mean, go
They
look
do.
at, you can do tag watching that day, and you'll see a lot of different ones. You
You
really
will.
will. The other thing too about having either the banner or the sign, and I've noticed this, is that a lot of our out-of-town visitors tend to drift towards those because
They do.
they're endorsed, so to speak.
We
You know,
encourage that.
And so you see a lot more. So from your own business perspective, it's a small investment, but you'll get that money back.
$30, if all you need is a space and a yard sign, you'll make your money back in no time. In fact, 1 year ago, a vendor had a styrofoam box, it was huge, full of the big Legos for $10, so I paid part of her vendor fee,
Yeah.
a third of
I was
it.
gonna say, that's great.
Yeah,
That's what
my
I said,
grandsons, you know.
Sure. So again, please keep that on your calendar. And when March comes, we're all thinking about the time changing a little bit, staying later a little bit more. The flowers, nice touch here. The flowers outside bloom, it's getting pretty weather.
Ready for some spring.
Ready for some spring. And I noticed in Scotland, and then this says the first annual Scotland Spring Festival's coming up. I know this is on April the 6th, I think you said,
I
Paula?
had a typo. If anybody got my newsletter, it had April the 16th. That was incorrect. It's April the 6th.
And this is going to be in Scotland and
Scotland, Georgia.
Yeah, yeah, Scotland, yeah, just right down the road. Don't book your flights. And again, looking at this, Paula, a little bit, what's involved with the Spring Festival? Do they have vendors? Or are
They're
you
going to have
starting this?
vendors. I'm not really sure what else they're going to do, but they are asking for vendors. And my understanding, it says free to all vendors.
Wow.
So,
And I mean, that's great.
I'm sure they'll have other things going on, probably some entertainment. I just haven't got that much from them yet.
And I would
so.
imagine in our next podcast, we'll
more.
have some more information. But again, keep that in mind too for Scotland, because again, that's in April, and that's the time of year too that you want to get out. You want to have a little fun,
right.
Because the weather's changing and it's beautiful out that way. And so you'll have a ball over there. And the folks over in Scotland, I've been there many a times, and it's a nice and beautiful little community. And again, we encourage you to go there and to enjoy that. Paula, taking a look, you've intrigued me on something. When I read this earlier, Paula sends me the newsletter on my little phone. I looked and I saw something that was called Chick Days. And so again, I thought, hey, all the single guys. No,
I knew you was gonna say that.
no, but I see this is going to be in Lumber City Hardware. It's a free event. Are they giving away like little chicks here, or kind of what's going on with it?
I'm not aware of them giving away chicks, but they probably want you to buy them for Easter.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be good too. You know, bless your heart. That would be.
Excuse me.
That's okay. From 6:30 to 7:30 at Lumber City Hardware.
And the store that's in McRae, not Lumber City.
And again, they're not giving them away. My mistake on that.
Well, I wouldn't think that they are, but
You know.
they may have some chickens you could pet.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know.
Because that's getting around, the reason I thought that is getting around the time of Easter.
Yeah.
You know, and people love to do little things like
And
that.
be careful with your chicks.
I'm sorry, Patty?
Be careful with your chicks.
Be careful with the chicks. Why is that?
Remember the chicks and Easter and Daddy.
Me? I had a problem with a duck, but that's another story for another time.
Listen, my
I
mother,
apologize to all the animal lovers out there that what happened, God love it.
when I lived out at Snipesville next to my mother, my brother lived right across the road from me, the driveway. He had 2 children and I had 2 children. They were very close in age. So my mom and dad go by each of those kids. I believe it was 4 biddies a piece.
Oh, wow.
So that was 16 chickens.
That's a bunch.
And of course, the kids were real small still, and my brother built a pen, and after a while he says, I got somebody, they'll take these chickens, do you care? I said, no, please do.
Oh, let them go, let them go. No, like we say, I won't go into details, but I will get my wife after this broadcast for reminding me of that duck catastrophe at our house many years ago. So, again, but we do encourage you all, jokes aside, go to Lumber City Hardware on March the 7th, 6:30 to 7:30. It's a free event. There are finger foods, door prizes. I'm smiling for Valentine's. Gentlemen, please don't let your ladies have to cook that night. Take them somewhere nice. And really locally, because I think
We have several restaurants that'll be open that night. I know Southern Star, and I'm not for
Right.
certain what day the 14th is.
I think it's on a Thursday, isn't it, Patty? Valentine's.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
the
think
14th.
Valentine's is on a Thursday, isn't it? Valentine's. While she goes and looks, I'm pretty
But
sure that's the
if
case.
it is a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday,
Oh,
you know, Cedar Lane will be open also. Like I
Yes,
said, Southern
14th.
Star.
Thursday.
So, you know, there's good choices. I mean, even Stinson's Barbecue.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Oh, yeah, go and enjoy it.
just
I
take
mean,
them somewhere.
That's it,
Subway, it doesn't matter.
just go, and if you need to, bring your own candle. You
That's
know, have that
right,
candle
that's
light
right.
there. But there's so many nice places here in town. I mean, some folks love to go out of town, but really, if you can go in town, there is a lot of wonderful places to go and to enjoy. But do call the Fairway Restaurant in advance just to make sure that we're not misleading you on that. As far as reservations, you want to make sure on that. Probably it's a good idea, any restaurant in town,
Yeah.
to let them know a little bit ahead of time in
Yes.
case you need a reservation that
So
night.
I'm sure that's a very busy night. My husband usually tries to get me to go out to eat on Valentine's. I'm like, I want to go home.
Ready on that. And that's a good point. If you don't go on Valentine's, you know, again, restaurants that weekend are open. There are a lot of folks that go either before or after to avoid the crowds. So please do it locally if
And
you
a lot
would.
of them do takeout. If you do not want to dine in that night,
You're right.
you can call ahead and order it and have that hubby pick it up and take it home to you, and then he can get out and find china and the candles
That'd
and
work.
put in there. So
Us guys are going to do all the work. I tell you what, have to watch out. And again, Paula, as we, not quite through, but as we get towards the middle, it says join the chamber today. And again, there are some things here about the chamber. We want to encourage people to join the Telfair County Chamber of Commerce. First of all, if you join it, you're going to have a ball with a person like Paula here, because we have a good time.
We do.
And she does love the county, the businesses, and I'm saying it whether she was here or not. She will go that extra mile to help your business get the attention it deserves. And
Do my best.
you promote this county incredibly. And so again, if you would, Paula, just a few words about the chamber and maybe the benefits of being a member of the chamber.
Well, benefits, why I think people, businesses, whether you're small or medium or large or an individual that just wants to support what we do, is the visibility that you receive by having that membership. If someone calls and I don't pick and choose with my members either.
Right.
So, and I'm just gonna say, and I'm gonna be, we're at the florist
Sure.
today, if I have another florist that's a member or more than one and someone wants to know about a florist in town, then I'm gonna give them all of their names.
Absolutely.
But if you're not a member and you're a florist, I'm not gonna give them your name. So it's, we do that to promote our members.
Sure.
So referrals, you're always on the chamber website, so if people are looking, trying to find something, we have a membership page for those that are members by category. If I see something on Facebook that a member has shared on their page, I share it to the chamber's page.
Right.
Or if they tag me, you know, whatever, however they can get it to me. If I know about it, I don't scroll through everything because I would never get to the end. So it's always in the newsletter, the next to the last page, which I have not put 2019s on here yet because I'm still working on 18s.
And I know Patty probably can't get a close-up, but if you take a look at the chamber members, if you ever get a chance to get one of these, I mean, a lot of folks may not even realize how many businesses are in McRae.
We have good
and
support.
Helena and
Yeah.
Telfair. So this is tremendous support here.
But,
Paul.
you know, it's visibility, whether you put in a rack card or a business card at my office. When I say my office, the chamber office.
Well, that's where you're located, though.
Ribbon
That's right.
cuttings like we're doing tomorrow here. If you're a member or a grand opening ceremony, we'll help you with that.
And of course, if they want us to do a live remote,
We will do it.
we'll be glad to come and again do this.
That's right.
And this is nice promotion for your business.
It is. And another thing that's real good is the shop at home program, and it's encouraging people to shop at home. And the elementary school and the middle school is really good about purchasing them checks from the chamber and giving them to their employees. So you can't accept a shop at home check if you're a retail or a restaurant unless you're a member of the chamber.
That's right.
So it's a good way to get people, to draw people, you know, to your business to spend some money. And then free advertisement on special promotions, and I use Christmas night out as an example, but different things that we do where, you know, we promote those for free if you're participating, if you're a member.
And we were able to go and do a remote from Farmers Furniture, I believe it was.
That's right, and they're a chamber member.
And they're a chamber member, and so anybody that's a chamber member, like we say, please let us know. And we're more than happy to come out and do a little something, just have a great time doing it.
So those are the main things, the visibility. There's some savings too. Some businesses may qualify for some insurance premium discounts. You would have to talk to your agent if you're a member of the chamber.
Right.
But the thing is, with what you're, in addition, by being a member, what we do benefits you.
Yes.
By drawing people in through tourists, Peaches to the Beaches,
Exactly.
Christmas night out,
When you
4th
have
of July
I was
fireworks.
going to say, that's
So when we promote those businesses, those events, it's bringing people to your business. So
it really does.
you're helping us be able to do that.
It really
So,
does.
and for most businesses, it's only going to be $125 a year. That's if you have less than 50 or less employees, and that most of ours are following that category.
And you know, you think about that, that's just a few dollars a month if you were to spread it out over a
like
12-month period.
10 something.
I mean, so that's, you can't beat the price on that. But now you've got, we've never done this before, and I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds. I don't know that we've ever really recognized individually some of the chamber board of directors and all. And again, before we do it, I want to make sure these are the current ones,
Those
right?
are the current ones.
Would it be okay if we kind of
Yes.
tell everybody who they are? Because again, you know, they do this as volunteers.
They don't get paid. In fact, they have to pay an individual membership to serve on the board.
Exactly.
I do it. I don't have to, but I do it.
Right.
Because I feel like I need to put something in there too.
Right, and that's the thing, and so, you know, if it's okay, would you like to read who they
Yes,
are, Paul?
yes.
Because again, without these people, our chamber wouldn't be as strong as it is today.
That
We
is
really
exactly
appreciate
right. My chamber board of directors, which are my bosses, they are a working board, not just a voting
it.
board.
Right.
I try not to bug them too much, but there are times that there's things that I can't do by myself, and if I ask, they're doing it.
Yeah.
So they are a working board. You will see them at the next event, which is the banquet. You will see some of the men and the women working as hard as they can go to help get this thing set up. But our incoming chair, he'll actually take possession of the chair at our February meeting, is Lee Cannon. Mr. Larry Wells, he is our outgoing chair. They serve as chair 1 year. Laura Smith, now this is Eric and Laura Smith.
Right.
Because we have 2 Laura Smiths in the county. But Laura has been our secretary for quite a while. She takes our minutes for us at the
Right.
meetings and types them up. And then our other directors is Ora Cooper. She's from here in McRae. Miss Ruthie Jackson serves the Jacksonville area. Laura Kirk serves the Lumber City area. Matt is around the Scotland area. Eric and Laura are McRae. Jana is actually in McRae now, and Bo Yon. So we have a really, really good board. We have a great time in our meetings. We get business done.
Oh, I'm sure.
But we have a good time, and if you're a member, you're always welcome to attend our meetings. And if you'll see, we have a listing down there beside those of all of our meetings. Typically, they're the second Tuesday of every month, but I know there's a couple, except for July and December, we don't meet. And there's a couple of other dates, I think June and October, we're meeting a week later, I believe, than the second Tuesday.
Well, again, we want to thank the board members and the chair and the secretary and all, because again, in talking to Paula over these last few months, she always brags about the work they do. And so again, we just wanted to give them a little bit of recognition. Paula, it's been a lot of fun being here at Holly Diana Florals. And again, a couple of things before we go. Patty, did you have a couple of things that you wanted to bring forth?
I really thank our sponsors because
Okay,
we could not do it without them.
Again, we do at the beginning of the podcast tonight, and again, thank you for reminding me here at the end. Deep Productions would really want to thank, of course, the Chamber of Commerce for being one of the sponsors for Deep Productions. And again, I'll attest to this, without the Chamber and us being able to do these podcasts, I don't know that we would have been as successful as we have been, because up to this point, we've had close to 40,000 views, over 80,000 reaches. And so again, and this is just in Telfair County, it's just amazing. And so people throughout the counties and in Georgia, we've even reached people as far as Hawaii, which is just incredible.
It is.
So thank you guys.
And you never know, those people in Hawaii may visit one day.
That's right. You know,
and
book a flight and come to Peaches to Beaches.
That's
You'll
right.
love it, I'm telling you. We also want to thank the Telfair County Middle School. Chris Ellis has been just a phenomenal supporter of Deep Productions, and again, allowing the school to be a sponsor. Deep and Deeper Cleaning, Merchants and Citizens Bank with Jeff McGee. Want to thank Jeff and all that he does. The Telfair County Bank, Bank of Lumber City, Troy Spires, I think was our contact. And again, who else was that, Patty?
Stan Jones.
And Stan Jones, the whole crew out that way. Thank you guys so much for the support. And the Telfair County Rec Department, Mike Harrelson, we don't know what we do without you. What a great facility out there at the Rec Department. And again, that's one of the things that helps draw in business. It's such a beautiful facility.
People don't realize with the ball games, the tournaments and things that are out
Yes.
there, when people come in, they're eating and staying in our hotels
That's
and
right.
our restaurants. And I just like to say, Tim, you called these people their names off, and I would like to personally thank these sponsors also,
Yeah.
because it's given me another opportunity too to get the word out to not just our Telfair County people, but the surrounding counties, a way that I might not could have reached them.
Right.
So I appreciate them sponsoring this and you and Patty doing this for us.
Oh, we have a ball, and again, congratulations, Telfair County Middle School boys. basketball team for winning their championship a couple of weeks ago. It's on our website if you want to check it out, Deep Productions as well. To our Wheeler friends over that way, again, the boys over there finished second, and that game is on as well. Also, this past weekend, the Wheeler girls and the Telfair girls engaged in a tremendous basketball game. It's on the site. The Wheeler girls won. The Telfair boys won the next game. We've got both of those on there, but two fantastic schools. February the 7th is the first baseball game for Telfair County High School coming up. I think it's a scrimmage against Jeff Davis. If it's called,
I'm Jeff Davis, but I'm Telfair though.
There you
now.
go. We'll put colors on her both sides.
Yeah.
We would like to thank Jeff Davis because they always put
Oh, well,
our
absolutely.
website.
You know, so again, we do thank all of y'all in advance, and if it's not too cold, we will certainly be there. And even if it is cold, we'll get out the long johns. A special shout out about this ball game. If any of you and Jeff Davis are watching, you guys were phenomenal when it came, I believe, to the softball tournament. Am I correct on that, Patty? And really helped our viewership when we were over there and broadcasting some of the games. So thank you guys. We just appreciate everybody that watches. And again, we hope that what comes across is not only a good broadcast professional, but to get it across that we enjoy what